Hey everyone, this is Vickerman, and today I'm coming to you with the Great Whale Road, which I heard about not too long ago, so it caught my interest, as I hope it does yours just by the title screen. So this game is going to be released on Thursday, July 28th, and it's going to be released into early access. So this is pre-early access that we are looking at this. So bear that in mind if there are any errors. There are a few that they've told me about, and I'll try to avoid them, but, you know, we'll see what's going on here. So, the developer is called Sunburned Games, and they are from Valencia, Spain. Alright, so let's get started. When you first start, you can pick your culture. We have the Danes, and looks like that's the only thing that's available right now. So we got the Danes settled in Erferstad, our hardy folk. They have to be. Their hamlet is close to the Saxon borderlands. They aren't far from a major trading route, connects to Dorstad in the south with the Rive in the north. All this makes for a prime target for opportunistic or cross-border raids. So I suppose this game is... I mean, I haven't seen anything that confirmed or denied this, but it seems that it is set in a particular real time period, which I'm guessing is pretty much between 400 and 700 AD, something like that. Because it seems that the Roman Empire has indeed fallen already, but we're not quite to the High Middle Ages. We're still tribes here in the north of Europe. So the Saxons are bad. Keep that in mind. Alright, Ulfarstead is our town. And here we go. So the elders and the Catil decide who will become the new leader. So now we get to choose our leader. Everyone who can hold a spear or shoot a bow is welcome to join because weapon skill is easier acquired than bravery. Spends more time playing the lyre than on the practice field. He's a nephew of the Jarl and deserves a chance. Bear is a good choice. She's tough and wise, and she has led her family for many winters and knows how to use an axe. Well, I think just for my own variety's sake, and I don't know that you guys care too much one way or the other. Let's try this guy this time, because I've tried her for a little bit too. So let's see what we find out here. So this will be maybe a little bit different than the run that I've been working on. Someone gives you an old but well-oiled blade. So now I am that person. In the hall you swear that you will not rest until the dead have been revenged. Your oath is to Odin. But some of you follow other gods. Everyone shouts Floki, and then quickly loses interest as the drinking starts. As they should. So the game works in two different phases. There's the winter and the summertime. In the winter, you plan for how you're going to allocate resources during the year. You have a certain number of focus points to assign. Not terribly complicated in that way. The first three areas are for food. What you want to think about is that farming will only available for consumption during summer. Hunting and husbandry provide food during the whole year. But the thing to keep in mind is unused food from season to season is in fact carried on. And it doesn't seem that it will ever spoil or anything, at least not that I've seen, in a couple of years. Warfare raises your defense against raids and trains warriors for you to take on your travels. Diplomacy, benefits of training and reduced chance of getting raided. Traditions increases the people's happiness, making them perform better at their jobs and keeping them healthy and alive. Craftsmanship produces multiple items of different value that are useful for trading. Alright, we got food. How much you're going to need to survive. You see all these figures. The expected results give you an idea of the outcome of your production plan. And you can see there it says, so 3 farmers will produce this much food, 4 shepherds will produce that much food, 12 warriors give you that effect, and then so on and so on. Basically, if you allocate a certain number of things, and you'll see when I say if I boost farming, 1 focus point gives us more food. It'll increase that food number. However, if we go to 2, it will moderately increase that number, and it will slightly increase the number of farmers, which will mean we probably will get 1 more. So if you get the increase here, my understanding of it is that that's more or less a permanent buff. So as I'm thinking about how I want to do this, if I want to boost something, unless I just really need it this year, I want to allocate enough that my workers are going to increase so that it will be relatively permanent for us. To me, that makes sense because we want to continue to build and build and build. Now, as we're starting here, we have 1,700 food in stock. Okay, so for the winter, we are going to need we're going to need 13, 14. Is that right? Maybe I should get a calculator here just to see if these numbers, you know, sort of add up. Because I want to make sure that I'm doing this properly. So, 1,700 food stocks. All right. So it's saying that in the winter, we will have 2,138. So if we subtract our reserves, then that means that we should be expecting 438. Which is strange. Meat is reserved for special occasions. Slaughter month, you can protect the animals from misuse, but not from... Okay. So, I thought they said that you'd get this all year long. Curious. So, let's say we have the 1919 minus 1,700, 219. Well, I guess the summer is taking into account the fact that we are not going to produce enough to meet the demand, right? Because we're only getting 438. We're going to be using 13, 14. At least that's what I'm gathering here. So this number must be taking into fact the account that you're going to be subtracting from that. Okay. So in that case, I was thinking, you know, it seemed like I had a whole lot of food last time, but that's because I did some early investments in it. And I thought it seemed like it was too much, but really, it probably is really good. So, I'm thinking definitely we want to increase farm because that's kind of the most increase on, you know, your best return on investment. In fact, 5 seems to be the sweet spot. Well, I think that's the max actually. All right, so that's good. Let's see if we can get some boosts in the number of these other food producing things. And that, I think that's a good start because it'll give us a boost overall in all of our food production and increase the numbers here. So hopefully in future years, we won't have to worry too much. So we'll go with that for the first go. And so we have winter has arrived. The weather at land might still be pleasant enough, but the whale road turns into an angry and fickle beast once the leaves change color. The whale road, I believe, is basically the term for like our sea path to get to different places. And we'll see that soon. 2 of your oxen have fever and 1 of your horses in the same stable has died. You've heard of a plague befalling animals, but the last time it occurred in your area was before living memory. Should we slaughter them? Should we feed them holy herbs and let them inhale? Should we sacrifice the 2 oxen and burn the carcasses? Well, you know, better safe than sorry, I guess. Let's burn the carcasses. Okay, so we've gotten a bit of a blessing from that. A rainstorm unleashes torrents of water over the village. A trickle of water turns into a small brook, which then decides to flow through a barn full of hay. Many of your sheep and cattle will not survive the winter. Oh, if you cannot save enough of the fodder, get everyone to dig a trench to change the flow of the water. The closest building is the hall. Move the hay there. Sacrifice a bull to Thor. Let's dig a trench. Well, darn. Well, I was hoping that we'd get more food, but oh, look at that. We didn't increase the farmers, but for some reason the shepherds and hunters did not. All right, so we've got minus 30 food stocks. Apparently we produced 2,138 barrels during the winter, which seems kind of crazy. I don't understand how that works. Here you can view the warband stats, browse the storage, and purchase weapons. You choose a quest. So as you can see, this game is sort of it kind of reminds me a bit of King of Dragon Pass in the way that the story is told and the civilization is brought out, but it also shares some elements with the Banner Saga, and I think we'll see more of that going forward here. Let's check out our warband. Let's see if it's any different. So we got heroes. We choose heroes. They have personality types. Yep. They have these 3 stats: health, endurance, and morale. And basically these will decrease as they do things. And when they hit these threshold, that's when bad things start to happen. A hero can be out of action for a bit. And we've got battle stats. Weapons and armors can increase these stats. The hero's class defines which type of equipment they can use. Makes sense. Hit points are your hero's life in the battle. If you reach 0, the hero will fall. Fair enough. Protection against damage, which has a chance of deflection. How far the hero can hit a target. 1 must be melee. Attack is the amount of hits the hero can perform. Accuracy is precision. Movements, total distance hero can move. Alright, each hero comes with 3 war cry cards, which can be used on your warband during battle. Heroes also have their own personality traits. Okie dokie, so we've got Boggy. He has low morale at the moment. Atil the Steadfast. Both of them have spears. Let's see their class. They're both heavy class. We have Assault. This is Bera. Bera the Grumpy. And she is actually was your other choice of hero, so. I suppose maybe it won't be as different as maybe I'm thinking. Lucky the Deaf. Alright. So at the blacksmith we can buy more stuff. We have 89 gold at the moment. Barra could use that for sure. And these guys would be increased with one of these. But I think I have some stuff in storage. Yeah, I've got some swords. That's slightly less accuracy, but yeah, I think we'll go for that. And we do have one of these better spears, so we'll go ahead and use that. Alright, that's good enough for me. So it's kind of hard to find, but the journal is over there. You can click it. We're going to go on our first journey to Dunkirk. We have to make preparations. So let's select our party. We have to bring this fella. I'm going to bring Bera, because she's pretty good. And then let's bring him, see if we can't do something about his morale. And we need to take our goods. Basically, we will want to take stuff to trade. And I mean, I think this stuff is basically just trade goods. So hopefully we're not going to need it. This is ship repair stuff in case we need to repair the ship. I don't think we're going to need that much on this voyage. And I don't know if we're going to need much food, because it's actually really short. So we'll take all the stuff and we shall go. And here is where the part that reminds me of the Banner Saga comes out. Most of the good mail was lost with your father's warband, and apart from Cato's barony, all is rusty and in poor shape. Few war axes and fewer swords. So we do want to buy some stuff. So we will. You see now our resources is referring to the ship. Yep. And they'll consume food as we go. Shouts, balls, and whoops. 2 of the crew have started a fight. What are you doing, man? Bet on Rod the Squirrel. Bet on Bjorn Rib Breaker. Is that you guys? It isn't, is it? Bjorn struggles with Browder's speed, but in the end catches the squirrel and knocks him out. I got a little gold for that. Uh-oh, storm. But we're nearly here, you see. So yeah, this is a short little voyage. I don't think we consume any food. Short trip of Dunkirk, the seat of an underking and the beach market. Small marketplace but well maintained. The beach can be accessed freely. Any attacker would be practice target for every warrior with a throwing spear or bow behind a rampant palisade. Alright, burly guards and chainmail, sure. Seat of the underking. Alright, so when we bring our heroes to camp, we got all these different options of things to do. We can hunt, but I don't think we can here. We can trade, we could go to the tavern to hear rumors, and we can sleep in the hall to recover our stats. Buy and sell equipment at the blacksmith and repair the ship. Do that too. We can stay overnight to confirm the things that we've said, and then we can set sail when we're ready. I assume when we get to more advanced things, we will basically have as many days as we want, but obviously tied to your food. So the tavern, we are going to put this guy here. And we can see that's going to increase his morale, which is good. Oh, in fact, why don't you go too? Why don't we all feast? Because we don't really need to do anything else. We can go to the trader. That doesn't cost anything. So, we've got... What is this? Horn combs. Slaves can be taken and sold anywhere along the coast. Not gonna do that. Salt is nearly worthless. Trade these pelts for a good amount. And I guess I'll give you the mead too, huh? I wonder if we want to keep this, because I don't know if you need this to make mead, and I don't know if we're producing it much. Well, let's sell some of the salt and some of the honey. And that gives us quite a bit of cash. So let's go over here to the blacksmith. They were saying something about buying armor, but there's no armor to be bought. Let's get another spear here. It's actually better and really cheap. I guess not, but well, sure. It's so cheap, why not? Fine. Well, good enough. Stay overnight. For many of you, this is the first time you have left the island in your life. Dankirk and its traders are an exotic sight. Etil is amused when you ogle a trader from faraway Byzantium, darkest skin you've ever seen. A giant. Memorized by the quality of silks, weapons, and other luxury items on show. The most is far beyond the handful of hack silver in your purse. So we can take some wine as a gift, or a roll of fine cotton, or some silver. I guess we'll take some. We can take some wine, actually. Rumor, a good deal unlocked. Alright, don't know what that means. But I think that is it. After you return... So, we've got a bit of... a bit of an army coming together. Another summer ends. Increased his mood. Good. He's pleased now. Year 2. Well, I think we will cut this as an episode here. Let me know what you think of the Great Whale Road. Still a long way to come in development, of course, but still a cool, interesting thing to see early on. And hope you'll come by to see what we do in year 2.